going on, Aaron? Oh, let me get this turned down. Adam, Charles, good afternoon, everybody. I don't have the greatest of lighting, so as you can see, I'm in a different location. I'm actually in my garage today. Not that it's a bad weather. We actually have a pretty nice day today. Just for this project that I'm doing, it'd be a little easier to do this out of my garage versus my shop outside. So, does it seem a little dark? So I only got the one light, but I think I'm getting whitewashed because of the door. So if I need to close the door, then I can. Yeah, let me try shutting that door, see if that helps. Is that better? Yeah, it looks a lot better on my side. Awesome. Yeah, like I said, I got one little light bulb up in the ceiling, and then I got another shop light actually above my bench. Sweet. Alright, so today I've been working on, because everyone knows that the one video I did that my ribbon burner fell apart. Alright, so I finally got some more stock. I've been cutting this up, getting it drilled out, all the things I need to do to get a new ribbon burner made. Alright, then I have my little jig. It has all the holes in it that I can put the crayons in. And then from here, right, so I still need to get some plate. That way I can weld in some plate into the end cap. Alright, that's basically going to set in there. I got to put the angle iron onto the side. That way it will set the height that I need. And then once that's done, I'll be able to utilize the hole that I have here to pour everything in. Or I'll pour it all into the thing and then set this in. Either way, I think it'll work out all right. It is a fairly tight fit on this. This was the last one, so this is actually going to be a little bit bigger, right, than my other ribbon burner that I made. So as you can see, it has like gaps and stuff that I'm going to have to fill in before I put any type of refractory in this. All right. Yeah, that's what I did the last time. I actually filled the form in first and then set it in all the way up to, so I'm not exactly certain, because I know that this form, right, let me see, where's my tape measure? Oh, there it is. Alright, so this form, to the top of it is about 1 inch and 7/8, give or take, maybe 2 inches. Well, if I go all the way to the top of the curved part, there's 2 1/4, right? So I want that the actual refractory portion to be about 2 inches. So I know that basically where the curved part is, if I'm going to put like right along that line where it bends, that's where I'm thinking I'm going to put my angle iron. That way I'll have a good 2 inch thick of the refractory on the bottom. If you guys think any different, let me know. Right, but I think that 2 inches should be good. How big are the lips on the outside of the bottom of the whole manifold? Alright, so I cut basically right where the bend is. I cut in there, so if you look in there, it's maybe 1/4 inch on either side. And then I also have, a good inch on this side to where it'll actually build, whenever I set it in, it'll go in to these as well to hold it. Alright. Yeah, if I need to make a new format, most definitely I can. I know with this form here that I did, whenever I set it down, it actually squished a lot of the refractory up into it, and it still left a 2-inch thick that you could visibly see, and then it had roughly a half an inch to almost an inch worth of refractory on the inside. It just, I didn't have the little tabs on the other one, not big enough tabs to actually hold it in. Right, so whenever I started using it, it just fell out. Right. I think it worked rather well, and I think this form will be fine. But if I need to make a new one, I definitely can. I just need to get some more material. Yeah, I mean, I've watched a few different videos and stuff on that. And yeah, whenever I go through and I actually pour this, I do have, you know, like a rubber mallet that I tap on it and get it to vibrate, get some of the air and stuff out of it and all that. So that'll definitely be coming up. I don't know if I'm going to do that on a live stream. I'll probably do that either as a video. I have not been recording and doing anything with this. So I don't know. I might just do it just so I can get it done, right? So I do still have to get a few more pieces of material. Like I said, I still need to get the plate for this. I still need to get another piping for this, because the piping that I had in the old one was only 1 inch black tubing, and I actually want to go up to 2 inch with this, so I still need to get that. I just haven't had a chance to get to the store to actually do that yet. I know a lot of the places around here, hardware stores, they don't really have that size unless it's galvanized. And if I get galvanized, then I have to, you know, pickle it and get all that junk off of there before I can use it. Yeah, most definitely, Adam. Appreciate it. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing broken open. All right, so everyone knows, or if you don't know, right, I use this is a 25 millimeter ammo can. All right, this is what I utilized for my gas forge. And what's awesome about this is that in the event that I ever need to take this apart, right, so the can is inverted. So the lid that's normally on the top is now the bottom, right? And I left the handles and stuff on it. Okay, so, and I have a hole drilled into the side, you know, with a bolt. So my bolts are over here with a washer, right? And then I can take this and I screw it in there and it holds it all together, right? And then all I have to do is just take out a bolt on this side, bolt on the other side. I remove the handles from this, and then now I can lift this off, right? And be able to take it apart in the event that I ever need to reline it or do stuff like what I'm doing right now. All right, so the refractory that I've had in this, right, it only had a rigidizer on it. So this is 2 inch thick KO wool. It had a rigidizer that was put onto it, but I never put any type of other refractory over the top of it. And that rigidizer has really been falling apart along with the cable. So if you want to take a look on the inside, so you can see basically all the rigidizer that was in there is basically burned off. Hey, what's going on, Brandon? Welcome to the show, buddy. So now I have a bag of some Satanite that I'm gonna go ahead and get mixed up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start layering this stuff out and getting it cleaned up. And then on the lid or the bottom, okay, this is actually lined with 2 inch KO wool down the bottom, and then I have some of the 2 inch thick hard fire bricks that I lay on top of that, so it actually has about 4 inches worth of materials on the bottom of this, and it actually works really well. I can touch the bottom of this with my hand, even with the burner blowing straight down on it, and it doesn't even get hot. All right. Hey, Bob. Yep, thank you, buddy. Thank you. Madworks is in the house. Alright, so I already have, so I bought, I think it was a 20 pound box. So let me see. Yep, 20 pounds of the Satanite refractory cement. I reached out to the company who I bought it from to see if I could utilize their company as basically say who I got it from, right? Any type of royalties or anything like that, and maybe they can help me out. But they never reached back to me, so I'm not going to say where I got it from. But there's plenty of places out there, and I've actually bought from this company several times. I actually got some more castable refractory coming, and that's actually what I'm going to be using for this, because I don't feel that the Satanite would be a very good material. I think people have used it for the ribbon burners, but I'm not going to. I actually got a different type of castable refractory that's good to 3,000 degrees. Vice I believe Satanite only goes to what, 2,600, 2,700. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. All right. So I got a bucket. Got some in here, and we're gonna get this mixed up. While we're mixing this up, I can see what you guys are saying about me behind my back. Appreciate it. Yep, this is also actually a local company here where I live. I've also reached out to them. It is a yogurt place, but they also have not reached back out to me. But regardless, they're not helping me out. It is a great yogurt and candy place. So if you're ever in the Hampton Roads area of Southeast Virginia, go check them out. It's actually a really, really nice place. All right. So I got my watering can. So we can get this mixed up. Now for this, I know it should be a little thicker, more like a peanut butter, right? I don't think it should be like, I don't want it to be thin because I don't want to pour it in. I more want to be able to line it by my hands, right? Which I do have gloves. So I want it to be able to stick. Because I'm going to, yeah, thick like an oatmeal. Alright. Just making sure, double checking. That's why you guys are here. That's why we're family. That's why I love y'all. Deep twisted pie. Yeah, Aaron, I actually did the same thing because I have it's like one of those metal trash cans that you get from like an office supply store, right? I actually dug one out of the trash, and I was using that as more of a what am I thinking of? The forge, everything that I could set a crucible down into, right, for melting aluminum and brass and all that. I still haven't finished it up because I was like about that much short from filling it up to the top, and then I also got to make a lid for it. But that's another project. Like if you go back to some of my very first videos, whenever I was first getting started, you'll actually see the build. I believe my very first video, matter of fact, which you can see I've come a long way since then, was that project, working on that. So you should go check it out. Yeah, the Foundry. Thank you. Most definitely. Alright, so I got here. Just for ease, I am going to mix it a little bit. This is a paint mixer. You just a little bit of water at a time. Don't breathe in the dust, that's for certain. Get some more agua. Got my nice little frog watering can. Need más agua. More agua. Give me 1 second. I'll come back and check the chat in a little bit. I'm going to set this on the floor, make it a little easier so I can hold it with my feet. Now I can also come up here and I can read what you're saying. That's cool, Corey. If you gotta go to church, buddy, go to church. Or if you're in church. So, I already know doing this on a Sunday, you know, people are going to be in actual church, and that's cool. Yeah, unfortunately, Adam, I don't have one. So, trying to be careful not to breathe it in. Alright, it's coming around a little bit more. Alright. So, what do you guys think? I don't know if you can see. So it's a little, I don't know, clayey, kind of soupy. Not soupy. It is thick. I think it should be fine. Yeah, I know every little thing helps. That's another reason why I put it down on the floor to hold it with my feet, because when I was up here, I could feel that dust coming up more towards my face. Once I put it on the floor, it's actually a lot better. All right. So, I'm going to start off with the very top, which is now sitting onto the bottom. And I grabbed it with my left hand when I'm right-handed. Now I gotta scrape this stuff off. I'm not making a mess. Can you guys see that? Alright. I don't think you can see inside, but. Thumbs up, but yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind sharing the stream, sharing the feed. Here, I'll get this over here so maybe you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. Now I'll go ahead and work with this side wall over here. You should do about what, 1/4 of an inch, roughly. Do. Bring it all the way out to my doors, and as you can see, or if you can't, yeah, you can see it from right there. I never had a door on the back side of this. It just had a hole in it, so I've actually opened that up. That way it actually has a door now. Awesome. Another thumbs up. Yep, got 10 people watching, 9 likes. Definitely appreciate you. I know Picasso, that's for certain. Or Michelangelo or any of those others. I guess whoever works with clay, not necessarily painting. That's what this is more like. It's like sculpting. Oh, I like clay. I like sculpting. What it seems like. I'm trying not to bring it all the way down to the very bottom. So as you can see, this is form fit to actually fit over the top of the lid where I have my fire bricks at. Yeah, so I'm just slopping it in there for right now. And then trying to come back in more just a one finger just to do smoothing passes. Because like I said, that rigidizer kind of broke down a little bit. And some of the kale wool is flaking a little bit. So I got to kind of fill in some of those gaps and some of those holes. Plus I'd rather do multiple thin layers vice one thicker layer. I know you really shouldn't be going over a 1/4 of an inch thick. Do this without making a mess, spilling my water everywhere. Because I know one thing, it sticks to the kale wool with a rigidizer a lot better than it does with just straight kale wool. That I can tell right now just from this opening. So, how's everyone's weekend going so far? Oh yeah, that's for certain, Adam. Yeah, you definitely don't want to breathe in the fibers of, this stuff. It's not good. Not good at all. All right. I think that side looks all right. See if I can't flip this thing. Do the bottom. Well, I say the bottom. I guess it would be more the top. Oh. Let me get some of this up in there. Should grab my glasses so I can actually read what the screen says. That way I can kind of see what you guys are talking about and do it at the same time. But I'm not blind as a bat, but I am pretty blind. Alright. Stick. It doesn't want to stick to some of those spots that doesn't have that rigidizer. I can see why the rigidizer is a needed item. Let's see if I can poke my head over here. What's going on, Craig? I see you, buddy. Thanks for catching up to some of my previous videos. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, I'm not trying to rush or nothing. Just just I can tell the difference, Adam, of like where the rigidizer is on the cable and where it's not, because it goes on really easily where the rigidizer is, and then where the rigidizer is not, it wants to pull that cable around. So. Yeah, and I'll probably do another coat because I am putting this on really thin. Um, so I'll let this set up, and then I'll come back in and do another coat over top of this because I want to have at least 2 coats, most definitely. Do, do, do. Yeah, that forge over that Trent has, Purgatory. I mean, that thing's got all the bells and whistles in it, most definitely. But you're gonna be paying for it. I guarantee you, those things aren't cheap. I haven't looked at and see what the price is, but you know, if you got the money and you're willing to spend it, then by all means, go get all those bells and whistles. It is nice. Nice looking forge though, that's for certain. That is for certain. Alright. So I got pretty good coverage. Oh, I did miss a spot though. Right here. Did miss a spot. Alright. And I know you said that you put this to airtight container. I don't have one of those that I can put in to be able to save, which that's why I only mixed up a little tiny bit. So I can see I pretty much drained it out. It doesn't have hardly anything left in it. Plus the bottom, I'm not going to worry about coating that. I've been doing pretty good. I haven't been using any type of flux thus far, right? I haven't done any type of forge welding, and I think that if I'm going to have to put any type of coating onto the bottom where my bricks are, I'm going to use the other refractory material that I'm getting because it is a much higher temp refractory, and it's also good for flux retention and all that stuff. What's going on, Ulf? Welcome to the show, buddy. So if I have to, you know, I'll just put a little thin coat, maybe 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit thicker, because actually where my openings are to where my bricks sit, it actually does drop down about 1/2 inch. But like I said, I still want to be able to leave this to where I can take it apart, right? To be able to fix it, try to be able to do the things that I'm doing, right? So once I have it all back together, then I'll come back in with the other refractory, and I can line the tops of the bricks with the other refractory. That way it's all separate, right? Because I don't want to start forming any of that stuff on the inside when it's put together, because then I have to go back later and break it and all that to be able to take it apart, right? And I would prefer not to do that. That's the reason why I made this with an ammo can instead of just like the sheet metal or anything like that, to where it's all one unit. Because I want to, like I said, I like the effectiveness of this, of being able to take it apart. That's it. So, I think it's doing pretty good inside. And just a little, what else? So, I don't have, I don't have any charcoal today. All right, so I'm really not going to be going in and doing any type of forging. All right, so I just coming in, going to be working on this. I was working on this, right? Getting this going. I still have to get a plate for that. A couple other things. So we're going to set that off to the side a little bit. All right, so some of the projects, that I have coming up, everyone already knows that I'm going to be working on a sea chest, right? So I do have a few more things with that. All right, David, what's going on, brother? You're not that late. You're good. All right, so once again, another shout out to David Britton. Thank you, buddy, for the donation that you gave. It's allowing me to go get some of these materials, right? I.e., stuff to be able to fix my gas forge. All right, and then, so this was the chunk that I cut this from, right? These were 4 feet in length. All right, so this one, I'm going to be utilizing this to actually build a proper stand for my blacksmith vise, for my post vise. All right, so I'm going to be utilizing this one. I have a few more things I need to get to be able to get this one going. All right, because I want it to be a little more mobile-ish. All right, it's still going to be super heavy, but I do want to get this put onto a proper post. That way, it's not just tied directly to my workbench. Because like I said, my workbench, all my shop, that stuff out there, it's all temporary, right? So I want to be able to move this around. Because where I have it, my post vise set up, you can see it. I don't really have a lot of room, right? So I'm going to do what I can. Can't get borax where you're at. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can use as a flux. So... Alright, so what we got? Why not use... Yep. Alright, so I got this one. So I actually picked up 2 of these. Alright. And then I got this one, which is still the 4 feet in length. Alright. It's the whole post. And this is actually going to be the first piece, because I've always said that I wanted to make a treadle hammer. Alright, so I can't really afford to get a power hammer or a press or any of those things, right? And I do have a lot of friends, but not ones that can come here whenever I need them to at all times, right? So sometimes you need that little helper with a sledgehammer to be able to knock out some projects and stuff like that. So this is the very first piece to the beginning of my treadle hammer design. All right, it's actually something that I've looked at a bunch of different treadles, right? I've looked at a bunch of different things, and I've taken little snippets from this one, from that one, and all these different things, and then I'm actually coming up with my own. Okay, so make sure you're coming back to check that one. All right, I am going to be doing a video series on this treadle hammer build. Okay, should be interesting. Alright, I do have a few more hammers, a few more things, that I'm going to be doing. Like I said, I still have a lot more that mild steel stock that I'm going to be doing. It's just a soft face hammer, right? So I know everyone's like, why are you going to make a hammer out of mild steel? Well, I know there are some things or sometimes that you need to be able to hit a hardened tool and you don't want to hit that with a hardened hammer. So therefore, you know, I am making the mild steel hammers for that purpose. It's also good for me because it allows me to practice and actually start making some of those hammers. I know at church this morning, you know, Tim talked about it. That the very first hammer, right, that very first mild steel hammer that I made is going to Jeff over at Drayson's Forge, right? And then he's going to send it off. So those of you, if you didn't get a chance to see, right, he sent me this wooden hand plane, right, to help with building my sea chest. So this thing is really nice. It does need to be cleaned up just a little bit on the bottom. I'm not too worried about the sides, you know, the little paint splatters and all that stuff. The frog and the blade, right, they still need to be cleaned up. This needs to be sharpened, all those things. Okay, that's awesome. So, because this sea chest, it's a Viking style sea chest that I'm doing everything by hand, right? I'm making all the nails. I'm sitting right around 50 nails right now. I still got a lot more to make, but I'm getting there. I'm doing what I can, okay? And then Chris Ames over at Green Bee Forge, all right? He sent me a little hand cranked drill. Looks like a little gun. This thing's awesome. I'm definitely going to use this to pre-drill some of those holes, right? Because you get those little square cut nails, and you don't want to just hammer that into the wood because it's going to split everything, right? And then Mr. Sam Gordon over at Gordon Family Forge is gracefully, you know, going to send me over some of that Western Red Cedar. I've already been speaking to him with that. Whenever he can get around to shipping that to me. I know he's a little tight right now, but I'm in no rush, right? I got all the time in the world. So once I start gathering and getting all these materials and start working on that, that video series also is going to get started. All right, Viking style sea chest, and it's a gift from me to me for my retirement from the military. Right, it should be a really good thing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Because I have done woodworking almost all my life ever since I was about 9. Right, so it's well over 30 years I've been doing woodworking, so it's going to be a lot of fun doing this project, because it's been a long time since I've done anything strictly by hand with no power tools, but that's how I started. My pawpaw, God rest his soul, right, he's been with the Lord for a long time. But he taught me, right, a lot of stuff about woodworking, and I get out into his shop and I do a lot of those things, and he would teach me how to do all that stuff. But for blacksmithing stuff, I've only been doing this roughly about 2 years, give or take, right? But that's all from y'all, right? I watch you guys. I'm coming in, I'm basically self-taught. I go around to some different events that I can. I watch, and I absorb everything like a sponge, and I watch and I learn, and I go out and I try to attempt it, and I fail, and then I fail some more, and then eventually I get it done, right? So, and that's what it's all about. We just get out into our shops and we do what we can. All right, so I know that this is going to take a little bit to cure. So I don't have a whole lot that I can really get going and doing right now. Okay, but I mean, we can sit here and chat for a little bit. We can do what we need to do, or we can make this a little shorter live stream. And I do apologize for that, right? Because it's not that I wasn't prepared. It's just that I don't have the materials right now. And it just is what it is. You know, like I said, I'm going to continue to do this as much as I can, as long as I have the materials. I do still have some funding, right, that I got. I just need to be able to get that transferred over to my bank. That way I can take it and actually go buy some of these materials that I got, because Home Depot doesn't accept PayPal. All right. But hey, maybe one day they will, and that'd be awesome. So It is a newer account, and I had you have to wait, right? Once you set it up to a bank account, you always have to wait a little bit before you can start transferring those funds over, and I just haven't been able to do that yet. Right? So some of the things I got. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. Ezra, PayPal does have a credit card, but I'm not gonna do that. I got enough credit cards. I don't need another one. And definitely, and Ezra, buddy, welcome back. It's been a long time since you posted a video, and I watched your video this morning. All right, been missing you, brother. So good to see you back. Glad to see that you're finally getting monetized and doing the stuff that you love. Right. So those of you who haven't had a chance to go check out Ezra Lane over at American Piddler, by all means, definitely get over there. He's got some great stuff. All right. So yeah, I know you're busy, buddy. I definitely know you're busy. Yeah. I think Ezra's been on my channel for a little while. I mean, it's been well over a year. One of the very first people that I've actually reached out to and done some good stuff, right? So yeah, definitely go over and check out his channel. So I did buy a new blower, right? Everyone's been asking me, it's like, hey, I know there's a few of you that have asked me about the box, right? The box I use for controlling my airflow, some of those things. Okay, so it's coming. Promise you, it's coming. Okay, I'm actually going to be building a different type of box. Okay, so the box I have is good, but it's not great. Okay, so I don't really want to put out that information that for you guys to go out there and build this box, and you start putting it together and it's all janky, and you're like, well, man, this thing sucks. I could do better, right? Well, I know I can do better, and what I'm going to do is kind of redesign it just a little bit, and then I'm going to build it first, okay? That way I can make sure that it works and it's doing all those things that it needs to do before I start sending it out to people. All right. So I bought a new blower, so everyone knows, or if you don't know, right, that I use a hair dryer. It's a $5 hair dryer I got from Goodwill. Works great, but I don't expect it to be working great forever, right? So I went ahead and I bought a new blower. And it's coming. It's actually meant for a forge. It is electronic type blower. So that's coming. Once that comes in, I'm actually going to start building that new style of box. And I'm actually going to be doing two different types of boxes, right? So my charcoal forge / coal forge, right? Once I can start using coal, it requires air, and then this is going to be utilizing a forced air ribbon burner. Also need to be able to get air to this as well. So what I'm going to be doing, right, is I'm going to create this box to where it's going to be one or the other, to either send air to my charcoal forge or send air to my gas forge, or both, right? I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to either have air going strictly to my gas forge, or air strictly going to my charcoal forge, or air going to both forges. Right, at the same time, if for whatever reason I need to use gas and charcoal or / coal at the same time. I don't foresee that happening, but I'm going to make it. That way I can use one blower for multiple things. All right. I'm also going to be having more of the same style box that I have now, that allows you to control how much air you're sending to your forge. Okay, so that's what's coming. It is coming. But like I said, I want to improve the design just a little bit, okay, before I start giving it out to you guys, right? That way, whenever you go to build it yourself, you don't say, yeah, this thing's a piece of junk. I could have done better. So, just stick with me, all right? Stick with me a little bit longer. But I do want to put that out there just to let you guys know that I haven't forgot. Right, it is coming. I promise. All right. So, new burner build planned for the next episode in all American parts. That's outstanding, Ezra. What type of burner is it going to be? Are you doing like the ribbon burner? Doing forced air burners? What do you got going? Yeah, yeah, it's crazy what we have to do to make money. Definitely agree with you there, Craig. Right? It's crazy. Do do do. Uh, yeah, and for the PayPal, because as everyone knows, I'm sitting right at 250 ish. I think, pretty close, or 240 subscribers. So I still got a long way to go, right, before I can start getting monetized or anything. Which that's cool. I'm not worried about that. Like I said, this is still just a hobby. I am trying to get to where it's not a hobby. I would like to build. I would love. I would love to be able to do this full time for y'all. But until it pays the bills, I'm not gonna be able to. Right? I still gotta go get. I'm still in process of looking for a new job. I got 26 working days. Right? Not 26 days, but 26 working days left in the military, and then I'll be officially retired. All right, that's awesome. That's cool. But with that, that means I need to find another job. Right, that's going to be able to pay all my bills. Yes, I will be getting a check, retirement check, but my ex gets a portion of that. That's a whole different story. I'm not going to get into it. Right. So yeah, I still got to go find a job to pay bills. Once I go through and find something, right, I'll know more about what I'm getting, monetary wise, how much I'm getting paid, some of those things I'm doing to make sure that I'm still able to do this, right? So, like I said, as long as I have the materials, as long as I'm able to get into the shop, I'm able to do some of those things. That's cool. So if people are willing, right? If you guys are willing to send a donation, by all means, send me a donation. That's cool. I don't. If you don't want to, that's cool as well, right? I'm not expecting it, but it's just one of those things, right? So it's just the paypal.me/IvyForge, right? You can send over any type of donations that you want, and it goes straight into materials, right? Be able to get steel, be able to get refractory, be able to get some of these things that are needed to continue doing projects, right, for y'all. That's all it's for. Because right now, the money I get from my job, right, that is strictly for bills, and that's keeping me, with this roof over my head. So I can't really afford to go out and buy stuff for this, since it is just a hobby. All right. Next episode of some type has my other burners without welding this time and more adjustments. Sounds great. Can't wait to check it out. So need to get in with some more anvil time there, buddy. You've been lacking on that. Doing all these projects, building burners and all these things, but you need to get some anvil time in. And David, yeah, I definitely appreciate you, brother. I know you will. Most definitely. And I already got a surprise for you, buddy. It's coming. Just so you know, all right? Because I definitely appreciate everything you do. All right, so let's look up here, because I think I missed some of these up here. Borax. Yeah, I know you guys are talking about the 20 mule team borax. That's what I use. That's what I got over here. I know everyone's, well, especially those people in the States, right? That's what we got. Probably backwards, can't read it. But yeah, 20 mule team borax. Detergent booster, right? And then I have this because I have a cast iron, like little witching brew pot that I keep out in the shop that's filled with it. And I leave the box out here just for refilling, and if we ever need to use it as actual laundry boosting detergent, because this is where the washer and dryer is as well, right behind y'all, where the camera's set up. All right. All right. Let's see what else we got up here. Yeah, because along with this plane, so yeah, this is an awesome plane. It's cool. This is going to be it is a block plane, right? So it's going to be. I'm going to use this more for some of the finishing, maybe cleaning up some of the joinery, right? But for the overall, because I'm not sure how this wood is coming. Okay, for one, I don't know that if it's finished on any of the sides or if it's just straight rough cut lumber, any of that. So I actually picked this plane up. So those of you who don't know, my family, especially my mom's side, they live out in Springfield, right? Springfield, Missouri, right? And that area, that whole area of like Missouri in that setting, ginormous amounts of op shops, right? If you don't know what an op shop is, right, that's your antique stores, that's your different types of stuff. You go through almost every single corner that you go around, there's either going to be a church, a 7-Eleven, or an op shop, all right? So you go in, and I've went into a bunch of them, and I always find tools. I find a lot of the things. Some of them have really expensive prices, some of them don't. All right, so I went through one last time I was there, and I picked me up a number 5 Stanley, almost in mint condition. Mint condition. These planes are made right here in the United States of America, right? And it's clean. $20. Yes, sir. So, you know, you're gonna find those, like, I've seen that exact same plane in several other stores going for like $150. You know, so and I picked that one up. I saw it, and I didn't have the cash on me at the time, and I don't even think I had my wallet. I don't remember, but I knew that I had to hide it, right? So the store I was in, I took it and I hid it. Went back to the store, grabbed some money, and came back and then bought it. Because as soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yep, that's mine," and it wasn't going away. Yeah, I didn't want anyone else to snag it up from me. So that is definitely going to be utilized in the project. Like I said, I do have to get that cleaned up a little bit. Oh, I mean, I don't even have to get it cleaned up. That thing is in mint condition, but I do have to get the blade sharpened. All right. I am going to have to get another jig to be able to help sharpen my blades because the last one I had, don't know where it's at. Misplaced it. I don't know if it's just I've moved around so much in the last 20 years that I've just misplaced some of my tools and I can't find it now. All right, so once I get another one of those jigs or even make something to be able to get that sharpened down, I'm gonna do that because I can do it by hand. It's just a lot harder and it takes a lot longer to be able to get these blades and stuff sharpened and doing it by hand. All right, and I'm out of practice, so that is what it is. So I do want to go buy a jig to be able to get these blades and stuff sharpened up to the proper angle and stuff like that. All right, so that's coming. Some of those different things. All right, this is getting set up pretty good. It's looking all right. What else we got? Trying to think. So some of my other projects. All right, my daughter's coming down. My oldest daughter is coming down from Chicago to visit me for the holidays, and I'm going to be building her a coat rack, which I'm not too worried about if she knows because she doesn't watch my videos anyway. She's a teenager, right? So it is what it is. She loves pineapples. All right, so I'm probably going to be picking some people's brains, especially Yamaz. Okay, so I know there's the pineapple twist. I know how to do it now because I watched several videos, just couldn't get the hang of it. And when I went down to the island and checked it out, Yamaz showed me how to properly do it. Now I know it's a 2-to-1 ratio, getting that done. Okay, so the thing is, I want to be able to do the pineapple twist, and then after I do the twist, I want to smush it down to actually get it to bulge out. I don't know if it's been done. I don't know if it can be done, but I'm going to try to do that. All right. And then on the top, I'm actually going to try doing some of the leavings, all right, the leaves, getting the leaves and stuff cut in. So that's going to be the very top portion of it. So almost like a double hook, right? So you'd have the hook on the top, and then it comes down, connects to the board, and then you have the other hook that comes out with a little curlicue. Okay, so on the very top, that's what I want to do. I want to have a pineapple that actually looks like a pineapple coming down into the hook. All right, hopefully I can get it done. Like I said, I'll definitely be picking some of y'all's brain, trying to see if that can happen or not. All right. All right, so we're a little over an hour. I'm gonna go ahead and end it right now. Normally I do 2 hours, all right, but for today, since this is a very slow project, right? I don't really have a way of heating this up, getting this to cure any faster than what it does. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go. All right, so we've talked about some of the future projects, some of the things that are coming up. Appreciate every single one of you. All right, and I know it's getting colder outside, and my shop is open to the elements. Yes, I got 3 walls, but I'm still going to continue to forge on the best I can. Okay, and for whatever reason, if I'm not going to do any type of live shows, I'll post it up into the groups. All right, most of the groups that we're all in, and I'll let you know that I'm not going to be doing any type of shows because I don't have a way of closing up my shop like some people do. All right. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know I'll try to do the same, and I'll continue to getting this thing fixed up. That way I can forge more cost effectively than going through, $11 of charcoal every 2 days. And all right. So, yep, that's about all I got. All right. Catch you on the next one, guys. Appreciate you.